Let's make your guitar solos so much better by adding dynamic range. When we start playing the guitar, we generally come in at like a 7 out of 10. Right, picking. Now that's going to make us muscularly tired, right? Because we can bring that down to smaller muscle groups, but it's also not giving us a whole lot of headroom in volume dynamic from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10, if we really want to go all the way up to a 10, and that's going to make our solos very tired. The thing is, we learn that in the beginning. Nobody's telling us, oh man, we're squeezing way too hard here, we're picking way too hard here. So just first order of business, relax. Do your warm-ups as lightly as possible. Get really used to playing at a 1 or a 2. All right. Now, if we want to put this in our solos, we can very simply, cool, whatever. But if I can scoop in and out, right, that's going to make it sound a little nicer. Maybe an entire phrase lower. It's going to add so much more life. When you're practicing this, put a backing track on and go from 10 down to 1 and back and forth. Make it exaggerated, make it silly so you get used to that sound, and then you can put it where you want it. I think of this like dialogue in a movie. If I have a line like, "What's wrong with you?" There are a million ways that I can say that in that dialogue. I could whisper it. Like, "What's wrong with you?" Now, what happens leading up to that line and afterwards will make that line make sense. This is just like when we're using phrasing to tell a story in our guitar solos. We're never forgetting. We're always remembering and considering what it is that we just played. So it's going to make sense, and the choice is going to be correct as long as it's deliberate, right? You don't have to hit certain notes or certain phrases at a 7 or 8 and then certain notes and certain phrases down at a 2 or a 3. Make those choices deliberate. If you can make those accents rhythmically interesting, we can do it within a whole phrase. Right? And that's going to give it a little bit of rhythmic bounce as well. That's when we're really good at moving in and out of that range very, very quickly. If you are stuck in that boring, robotic guitar solo plateau that we all get stuck into, and you really want to bridge the gap between your creative ideas and what you're able to play, becoming fully fretboard fluent, comment pro below and we can get started.